Everybody, we're up here on the line just letting the skidoo warm up. It's only like -9, so I'm sweating with this warm temperatures. But we're taking down all the sets, all the Marten boxes and 330s and all that stuff. But I got some company out here today. Looks like the conservation officers are up at they have a cabin on a lake, in a remote lake in there. So maybe they're gonna run my line to see if I'm compliant, maybe not. They do know I trap up here. I've run into these guys last year and the year before. Funny story is, one of the COs I met before I started trapping, and I was telling them that, I really wanted to get into it and I was having a hard time and trying to find someone who would take me on as a junior. So when we parted ways, I said, oh, maybe next time I'll meet you, I'll be on my trap line. And almost a year to the day, I came out of the road here and they were here, and sure enough, we met again, and they did a check just because it was convenient. It's probably good look on their paperwork to say they did a check. But 1 year later we did meet, and I was trapping, so it was good. Real nice guys. If they're the same two that I met the last two previous times. So yeah, maybe we'll run into them today, and maybe we'll put them on camera, make them YouTube famous. But anyway, it's snowy, but it's real mild, like I said. So let's start packing up the line. Kind of sad, but we'll just move on to other things, trapping and enjoy kind of myself a little more instead of the rush of trapping. You know how it is. Anyway, we'll continue on. Ptarmigan, bunch of ptarmigan. Hill there. There's something hard to see. There was another one right there somewhere. There's 5 or 6 of them. Anyway, no fur yet. One sprung trap. I couldn't tell what the tracks were. Something tried to get in the box and set the trap off. But anyway, mild. It's only like -8. A little snow. Anyway. Haha, we got another piece of fur. This was the box that I caught a fisher in and said I wasn't going to reset it, but last time out I reset it, and looks like we got a nice big dark Marten. So let's go check him out. There you go. That's a nice one. That's a brute. That's definitely a mature Marten. We'll see what we got here. Hopefully it's a male. Oh yeah, she's a male. Nice Marten. Just caught him just real light, right on the snaz, but that's good. All right, at least we got a fur. That's Marten number 14. Perfect. Anyway, we'll take it out and not reset for sure, because end of the season. Bittersweet. Anyway. Yeah, awesome. We'll see what we got here. Hopefully it's a male. Oh yeah, she's a male. Nice Marten. Just caught him just real light, right on the snaz, but that's good. All right, at least we got a fur. That's Marten number 14. Perfect. Anyway, we'll take it out and not reset for sure, because end of the season. Bittersweet. Anyway. Yeah, awesome. So I think that's the reason why that was a light hit, was I didn't have my mesh to hold the bait in, so I put the box facing up. So I think he was just on the box putting his head in lightly, and he just got nipped. So Yeah, bait's still in there. I'll get rid of that. So yeah, we'll carry on. Leave this one till next year. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. We ended the day with this big, good size male Marten. Nice color to him and everything. And I was able to take the trap off because he got whacked right in the nose like you seen. And then this is the Marten from the check before. I took him out of the freezer last night. And this is a big male fisher. This one's over 10 pounds. Thaw this one out. So these are the last 3 critters I need to skin. And I'll get these fleshed and boarded. And then I have 2 fisher hides in the freezer that's got to be fleshed and boarded. And then that's a wrap for that. And then I might try a little beaver, but we'll see after. Really proud how this fisher's turned out. It was my best probably fleshing job to date. Worked out perfect. Got the hide nice and white and the saddle removed, and it just turned out awesome. That fisher was just under 11 pounds, by far the biggest I've caught. So I'm going to keep him. He's going to go to the tannery. And so is this lynx. This is the lynx from earlier this season. He's going to the tannery as well. And that lynx over there are going to go to the tannery. So, yeah, that fisher, he's a cool dude. This poor deer doesn't want to get off the road. I don't know why this deer will not get off the road. All right, we're in at the wolf bait. Just took 3 trips with the little skimmer there to get all the bait in. I still don't have it all in. There's still some at home. I couldn't fit it all in the truck and keep the tonneau cover down. I wanted to keep the tonneau cover down overnight. I didn't want people driving by and seeing animal parts sticking out of the back. But my plan is I'm going to start a new bait pile, not very far from the original one, but kind of further away from the river. And then I'm going to haul some bait out to the river. So past the original bait out to the river and dump it there. Hopefully I can get some wolves maybe moving back and forth, hopefully. So we'll get all this bait out, and I got to go back to work for 6 days, or 3 days and 3 nights, and then I'm off on vacation. So I'll be off for 19 days. Part of that I'll be in Mexico, going to Mexico with the family, wife and kids. And then, but we'll get some more snares up before I go to Mexico. And we'll keep at this till the end of March, if that's what it takes. And there's lots of time left yet. And we'll just keep at it, right? I also brought a couple weasel ermine boxes. And I'm going to put up by my lynx pens that I'm going to check later on. I only got 2 lynx pens, but there's a bait thief at both of them. So never caught an ermine before. So we'll set them up and give us something to do while we're checking the wolf baits. So anyway, I'll show you the pile that I got to haul in here. So yeah, I got quite an array of stuff. I got the little sled. I found the little sled. It was buried under all the bait. I accused the kids of stealing it, but I guess it was on me. I won't tell them that though. But yeah, lots of bait here. So I'm going to drag some of it right out to the river, like I said. And then some of it is just going to go on the other side of these trees over here. And then the bait is near the trees on the other side of the opening, the old bait. And then I'll put some at the river, like I said. And then I'll probably, when I come back after days off, I'll whack some snares on this side. Maybe a dozen snares through here or so. And then see how it goes from there. Maybe I'll have to make little adjustments or whatever. Or hopefully I can get them to kind of move back and forth from bait to bait. Or so anyway, I hadn't seen any wolf sign here lately, so it looks like they're gone on tour, but hopefully they'll be back pretty soon. I have the fattest whiskey jacks in Alberta, I think, up here now, eating all this bait. They're just flying around everywhere. Super happy. Anyway, lots of work to do yet. I'll get hauling back at the trapline gym. All right, that wasn't fun dragging this out to here, but so I threw some chunks out on the river, and then there's a bucket of kind of stinky stuff and some rib cage and whatever, and I'll leave that there. I don't see any sign or whatever, but it snowed pretty good last night, so anyway, we'll go back and we'll get the rest of that bait into a pile and get out of here. All right, go check them lynx pens. All right, there. Oh, that's done. So the skidoo is back that way. The other bait, I think the one the Wolverine got all pissed over, is over by the edge of them trees over there. And then I put some bait out on the river, like I said. And we're just going to let this percolate here for the next 6 or 7 days. And I'm going to come back and put some snares down that way about 100 yards along that hill. And the same that way. Maybe about 50 yards. The river kind of snakes around from that way. So we'll see. Maybe they'll come in on the snowmobile trail and come through this way, or who knows. But hopefully the birds will come. Like, ever since the first little bit where I had wolf sign, then like I haven't seen a raven at the bait since. So makes me wonder if the Wolverine had something to do with it. Hopefully this gets them fired up again. They come back around. All right, let's get back to the skidoo. Well, nothing in the lynx pens. But I did bring in and set ermine box. I set one at the other set too, but I forgot my phone, so I didn't video that. But because I caught a rabbit down at the other pen, so I just took the head off the rabbit and put it in the pen there. So maybe we'll get a lynx yet. We got at least, I think, one more check before the 15th, so maybe we'll get lucky. All right, header for home.